evening, good evening. Yes, welcome to TopAfric Radio Hamburg. Yes, it's another Friday evening, and we are here in studio to have our Top Politics program yet again. And today, I have two honorable guests in studio, and we're not going online today, as in Zoom or any of the interactive streamlines, but we are going in studio. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sita Abdul Khalik, popularly known as the Eagle, on this show. Yes, and today, like I said, I have two gentlemen. As usual, one from the New Patriotic Party, and the other from the leading opposition party, the NDC. And we have one or two topics to discuss, as usual. So, my listeners and viewers, thank you again for being with us. And just stay tuned. I'll be with you again in a second whilst my guests get prepared. Yes, welcome back again, my viewers and listeners, and everybody watching us through the live streams, Facebook, YouTube, and also tune in. We will welcome you once again to the Top Politics. And like I said, today, in fact, this house is going to be on fire. Okay, so I will entreat that my producer should get the fire extinguisher aside, so that when the roof is on fire, we can easily get this fire quenched, because these two gentlemen already have started their own heated argument here. Yes, gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, both of you, your mic is on, or your mics are on, but I have a tradition in-house here, or in this studio. I don't introduce anybody. I allow you to do self-introduction. Both of you have joined my program 1 or 2 times, and you know this tradition. So I'll start from my immediate left. Yes, from my gentleman in the Ghanaian fabric.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sita. Let me use the opportunity to greet your listeners, and also use the opportunity to extend my regards to the NDC fraternity in Germany at large, and in particular Hamburg.
Yeah.
Let me also extend my greetings to the NDC back in Ghana. As usual, and as you know me, I am Charles Mensah, an NDC communicator, particularly with the Hamburg branch, and I'm here to represent the NDC political party to do justice to the topic on board.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charles Mensah. You are welcome to Radio TopAfric.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and we hope you will have a very fruitful and productive discussion today.
Yes,
per the
I can assure you that.
Yes, per the topics we have slated to discuss. Yes, from my right, the man also in a Ghanaian fabric, but a traditional one.
A very good evening to our viewers and listeners. You all have seen my face several times in the studios. My name is Wadud Kundima, Deputy Organizer, NPP German Hamburg Chapter. And a very good evening to the entirety of the NPP family. And we are here again this evening to have intensive discussions about politics, like you all know, and to speak of issues that directly or indirectly affect governance in Ghana. Once again, a very good evening to you all, and I hope you all enjoy the show tonight. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Wadud, for that introduction. Yes, so now that we are all set and done with self-introduction, I think I haven't introduced myself, maybe. Yes, so once again, it is your regular host, the Eagle, and I'm always sitting in here to make sure that we do justice to some of these challenging topics. And like I always tell my listeners and viewers, look, politics is not about fight. Politics is not about like unnecessary argument. Politics is about sharing ideas and opinions, okay? You disagree to agree, or you agree to disagree, okay? And at the end of the day, okay, we educate, okay, and we also remind each other on what we need to do as individuals or as citizens to help our countries and our various countries of residence, okay? So being it Ghana, being it Germany, being it anywhere in the globe, okay? Since you are human and you belong to that society, you need to be a bit responsible, okay? So if we're discussing politics, we expect that everybody, or you should share your opinion, okay? And if you disagree with somebody's opinion, you don't insult the person, okay? You only tell the person that you disagree with the person's opinion. Then you bring your side of the opinion. Then the listeners or viewers would make that informed decision as to whose decision or whose argument best fits their plight, okay, or their anticipated solutions. All right. So today, yes, these two individuals represent two great political parties in Ghana. In fact, the two leading political parties in Ghana. And I decided to bring them in-house because Ghana will be going into elections come this December 2024, which is slated to be on the 7th December, which has always been the traditional date for Ghana, I think since independence, if my memory serves me right, or since I think the 4th Republic, 92. Elections in Ghana has always been held in December. though there have been reforms or call for reforms to change the date to either earlier November and things like that. Okay, but these elections will be as usual on the 7th December, and the Electoral Commission, alongside the political parties, are gearing and preparing the grounds towards this day. And as we speak, the Electoral Commission of Ghana, which is mandated by the Act of Constitution to make sure that all elected or all election-related matters are being handled by this independent and, in fact, autonomous body. Okay, they are mandated by the Constitution of Ghana to handle anything in relation to elections. So they have, I think last week on the 7th, opened the register for new entrants, people who have just turned, or youngsters who have just turned 18, to have an opportunity to vote this time around, or people who haven't, who are above 18 and who don't have the voter registration card or haven't found themselves in the voter registrar album. This is an opportunity for them to do that. So the EC has opened that opportunity, and people are walking in to do the registration. And in fact, we all know how some of these things are done in Ghana. There are a lot of hula baloos, a lot of challenges, and also a lot of lessons to learn. And these two great political parties, as usual, have taken the show, or have stolen the show from the Ghanaian public, and have, they call it noise, okay? Making noise in our ears as to who is doing the right thing and who is doing the wrong thing. And it has always been like that. When one party is in power, they feel that the EC is always doing the right thing, and the opponent, who mostly in opposition, will say that the EC is not doing the right thing. History tells us that when the current ruling party, the NPP, when they were in opposition, they also challenged the Electoral Commission so much as to some amendments and also some practices leading to registrations and also elections. And this time around, I'm not surprised. Their sisters or their brothers from the other side, the leading currently opposition party, the NDC, I see them to be doing the same, okay, throwing back the same coin to the MPP and the AC, also blaming them for a lot of malpractices and inconsistencies in their dealings and their way of doing things. So today I decided that, okay, we those in the diaspora, mostly we don't get first-hand information to some of these things. So let me invite these two gentlemen who belong to these two individual parties to tell us what they know and what their political parties are doing and also saying about this whole registration process, and also what their preparation is towards 2024 general elections. So I'm just trying to give what will I call it, a brief of what to expect. So without talking so much, gentlemen, you are welcome again.
Thank you very much, Sita.
And I guess both of you, your mics are on now. So I will start with the ruling party, because they seem to be in bed with the EC. If I'm choosing my words right.
You're choosing it very right.
Honorable Wadud.
Yes, there you go.
How are you?
I'm doing very fine.
And how is your party?
Oh, we're doing very fine. I mean, we're in election year.
Yeah.
First of all, before I begin my presentation, I would like to first of all make it known to everyone out there that the chairman of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jane Mensah, has been nothing short of extraordinary. We've seen the work she's been doing since, I think, October last year. You see, election is the it's a fundamental right of every Ghanaian.
Okay.
And our constitution, constitutional right, I would say. And the population census in 2021 made it known that 450,000 Ghanaians each year attain the age of 18. So you see there's a need for the registration exercise to take place to initiate new people into the voting system. So if 150,000 Ghanaians each year turn 18, multiply by that 4, and then see the amount of people that need to be reintroduced into the registration or voter registration system every year. Okay. And Mrs. Jane Mensah has been marvelous in carrying out activities. If you listen to her carefully, the budget for this year's election has been shut down to, I think, 20% less than compared to, previous elections. Yeah. This means they are not just here to carry out an election, They're also here to make sure that they are within the budget and save government at the end of the day extra money in that regard. So now, I mean, this limited voter registration started this month. I think on the 7th. It's supposed to take place on the 27th of this month, where we are expecting about 623,000 Ghanaians to be registered during this period, and make it possible for every Ghanaian out there to partake and then perform its constitutional right come December this year, 2024. And our party has been nothing. We've been preparing. There's a campaign year. Obviously, it's an election year, so there's a need for us to campaign. And we've taken a decision. We've taken a stance. We are not going to be campaigning as an incumbent government. No, we are coming out clearly with our views, with our vision for Ghana, and penetrate the ordinary Ghanaian. Let them understand our motive and the reason why we demand their votes and what we plan to do in case we are given the mandate to continue ruling come December this year. So all we've been doing so far is preparing for the elections, campaigning massively. Our flag bearer, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, has been touring the country, has been to every single region in his bus with his campaign team, conveying our message to the ordinary Ghanaian, letting them understand that the mate is ready to take on the steering wheel. And inshallah, by God's grace, victory awaits us this December 2024. Thank you very much, Sita.
That's nice, but I'm not surprised to hear you say that the EC commissioner is doing marvelously well.
She's been doing nothing short of extraordinary.
Yeah, extraordinary. Yeah. Okay, yes, I believe that the NDC would have something else to say about her. Yes, Mr. Charles Mensah, what is your initial?
Thank you very much. My initial comment about the Electoral Commission's exercise of limited voters registration will be detailed.
Yeah.
But let me just touch on one or two things that my brother erroneously pointed out, which seeks to be misleading to right-thinking members of society. First, he indicated that the Electoral Commission, under the auspices of Jane Mensah as the head of the commission, has been marvelously carried out. Yeah. But that is not the case. You and I were in this world in 2020 when she declared the electoral results for almost 7 times by virtue of errors that she herself detected in the calculation of the figures that she churned out. So she has to come back upon explanation to withdraw her own declaration and give the perceived accurate information. But at the end of the day, the statisticians also proved her wrong, and it was but finally. I
didn't want to interrupt you, but that was just the elections,
yes, so
which proved that whether her figures were actually tallying or not. Okay, the percentage of wins was still very
evident for everyone to see.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
it is.
Let's be guided in some of the things.
It is very, very important to know that if you are putting out figures, okay, you should be very, very careful. You should be very, very meticulous. So if you just put out any figures, and at the end of the day come out to say that you are being super marvelous, then it puts your credibility into question. That is why I am much particular about this issue of her leadership being exceptional. Her leadership has not been exceptional, but rather shambolic. And if you compare the other electoral commissioners that we have had in the past, you agree with me that her leadership has been very, very shambolic, and most people have criticized the way and manner she has conducted herself in that office. Again, he also stated that every Ghanaian has the right to vote. No, it's not every Ghanaian who has the right to vote. It is Ghanaians who have attained a particular age.
But I made that clear. No.
Hold on. Your statement was to the effect that every Ghanaian has the right to
when
vote.
When they attain a certain age. I mean,
not even only attaining a certain age, but with a sound mind. You get it? So if you communicate in such a manner, you are creating an impression out there to suggest that everybody can just wake up and go to the registration center and have he or herself registered. So if such a person goes to the registration center and he's been denied by virtue of not meeting one of these qualifications, the person may raise issues for which reason it may create tension at the scene. So when next time you are communicating,
to
very, very
every
clear.
rule and law, there are exceptions. So
Again, he also
okay.
made the point that Bawumia is touring the whole country with his bus and blah blah blah. But that is deceptive campaign strategy that the vice president is copying from his boss, the driver, when he used to literally beg everybody, eat everybody's food on the street just to have the sympathy of Ghanaians to vote for him. That is why this man is also engaging in that kind of deceptive campaign. But the truth of the matter is, he doesn't go with the bus. He will join the his V8, feel the luxury of it.
That is not true.
Do you have evidence?
I have evidence to that effect because hold on. Let me make my point. Let me make my point. If you are saying I have evidence to that effect, let me land and you will realize what I'm saying is
because
the truth.
I'm asking that question. I'm asking that question because it has been shown that all his trips in this campaign.
Yes, because they will show you what you want to see. They will not show you what you don't.
So do you have
yes, because they travel through communities.
Yes,
they travel through communities before they get to their destination. Okay, yes, and they are seen. Recently, I get their convoy was blocked in one of these communities around the eastern or Ashanti region. They were on their way to the Ashanti region, and the community members were agitating that there was an accident on that stretch of the road, but authorities have neglected on their duty to clear that accident vehicle, which poses a danger to them, and they block. Unfortunately for the vice president team, they were caught up in that encounter.
Good. So,
okay,
we do not agree.
It is a matter. Yes, so it is a matter. It is a matter of.
Is that your evidence?
Hold on. I'm just let me make my point. It is a matter of yes. It is a matter of exposing the deceptive nature of the campaign that they are going to put up, because this is the same deceptive campaign that they put up, which has landed us in this
Charles,
mess.
You didn't give me your evidence.
Hold on.
Give me the evidence that like the
I
man
am saying
that
that.
by bus.
Yes, I am saying that they travel through communities.
Yes, they travel through communities with a bus.
The report we get is to the effect that the man does not sit in the bus while traveling to the
communications director for DMB, Dr. Mahmoud.
Okay, so both of you should hold on.
Let me land.
Charles, see. The topic of discussion right now is the limited
registration. Yes, and I'm saying that. Will you let me talk?
No. I don't want us.
You allowed him to flow.
No, he asked me how my party was doing.
Yes, and you raised certain issues.
Exactly.
And I'm saying that these issues
these elections would not be won.
Misleading to the effect that
these elections will not be won on the back of propaganda, but Zondan strategies.
It will be an indelible.
These are the strategies that we in the MPP are continuing to take that the NDC are uncomfortable with.
Okay, so
in the public space.
You see?
So I'm saying that that statement he made to the effect that Bawumia travels in that bus is a deceptive campaign that
it is not.
So we have heard you.
It is not a deceptive campaign.
Just to
Yes. It is not necessary viewers to judge whether it is being deceptive or not.
A very active vice president.
I just wanted you, Charles. Wait. I just wanted you, Charles, to give me a contra evidence. Okay, or a counter evidence.
There isn't any. There isn't any.
You did not allow me to land.
No, because the tangent you are going,
there isn't any
road.
That's the problem.
It is not off road.
There is no evidence.
I'm not saying off road.
There is no evidence to back the fact that he is saying that the road that was blocked, the convoy that was blocked, there was Bawumia sitting in those vehicles.
I'm gonna offer mics.
This election is going to be won on the back of strategy. We are going to use strategy to win these elections and not propaganda. You see, our strategy
is not going to allow
our strategy is making the NDC uncomfortable.
Please. Yes. Listeners, I told you people that today this house is going to be very hot. And you have already seen glimpses of the tip of the iceberg already. Charles, I only wanted you to give me or send me a contra evidence to the fact that, okay, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, okay, that we have largely, I'm choosing my words carefully, largely seen on all other networks and also on social media traveling to campaign grounds in a bus, which he mentioned. Okay.
Yes.
If you have a contrary evidence to that, or a counter evidence to that, or
any
your
more.
own evidence to prove a point that, okay,
Yes.
Wadud, please, the man doesn't travel in that bus to such places or those places that we have seen him go in a bus, you provide it to me, okay? My producer will put them on the screen so that the viewers and listeners probably, and viewers in particular, would know that, yes, you have a point. The fact that, yes, the man doesn't travel by bus entirely.
What is the issue? The issue is that my friend here or my co-panelist has indicated that the vice president is touring the whole country in the bus. He sits in the bus. And I'm saying that that is a deceptive campaign strategy that the vice president is engaging in. And if care is not taken, we will allow this man to deceive us, and at the end of the day, we will win the election and we will still find ourselves.
Is your candidate traveling by bus?
No.
Wait.
He is not traveling by bus.
Okay, fine. So
He's
let's go
being
back.
realistic.
He's not traveling at all.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the main topic on board.
He's being realistic.
That's
but
fine.
He's not traveling at all.
That's fine.
That's
yes,
the issue.
it doesn't matter because he's
That's
a
fine.
credible
That's
candidate.
fine.
And
That's fine
okay,
with me.
back to the limited registration. You see, the right to register as a voter and to exercise your civic responsibility for that matter is captured under the Constitution in Article 42. Okay, so if you read Article 42, it gives persons who qualify to register and persons who do not qualify to register as voters.
Yeah.
Then you move to Article 43, where it talks about the establishment of the Electoral Commission. So the Electoral Commission is a constitutional body,
Yes.
which the same constitution gives it functions to perform under Article 45, and the same
46.
constitution indicates that the Electoral Commission is an independent body,
exactly.
and for that matter, no other persons can influence their decisions or whatever they do. But you and I will agree to the fact that knowledge does not sit in one person's head. So in the wisdom of Afarijan, they created what we call the IPAC. Although we know that the commission is an independent body, they can do whatever they like, but you should realize that whatever they are doing for the betterment or the interest of the larger population. Okay, so Afarijan then brought the idea of IPAC to afford the other stakeholders the opportunity to bring on board ideas which they think, when implemented, will help the Electoral Commission discharge its function under Article 45. Yes. And you know that...
Is it not 44?
No, 45. Functions of the Electoral Commission under Article 45. And you know that one of their functions is to register Ghanaians. Okay? So, over the years, we have developed policies or laws that regulate the registration of Ghanaians onto the voters register. And the current law that governs registration of Ghanaians onto the voter register is CI 19 and CI 126 as amended. But if you look at the conduct of the Electoral Commission, they are behaving as if they are law unto their own, unto themselves, because CI 19 and CI 126 as amended in Regulation 8.1 and 2 talks about how to recruit returning officers for purposes of limited registration or any form of registration that the Electoral Commission will embark on. But in this current EC administration that we are having, they have totally disregarded the tenets of the law, and they are doing whatever they like.
How?
Because the law says that before you can employ or engage somebody to be a returning officer for purpose of registration, you need to notify other stakeholders or interested parties, political parties. The law was very, very clear on political parties. So let me limit political parties and other interested parties. So let
Which
me
is
limit
the citizens.
the citizens. So let me limit it to the political parties because that is where my interest is. So you need to inform the political parties 14 clear days before you can engage them. Now, if the political parties have contrary opinion about these persons that you propose to engage them for purpose of supervisors and returning officers, they have 7 days to raise that objection. But the Electoral Commission did not do that. The only thing the Electoral Commission did was to issue a communique and said they have engaged these persons as their returning officers for the purpose of the limited registration. So we have to raise the issue that this is not what the law says. The law says do this or do that, but you are doing a different thing altogether. Just this act can lead the entire country into chaos because you might have a situation whereby these returning officers or the supervisors are persons who are inclined to our main opponent, the New Patriotic Party.
But the both parties, I mean the two of you, both parties have complained that that list were not given to them per that 14-day window.
Exactly.
So whether they have my opponents have complained.
So
hold on.
Okay.
We have complained.
Yeah, and they also complained.
Yes. So it means the Electoral Commission is not doing something which is acceptable by both parties.
Yeah, but
so in this case, we are not just.
You right. Okay. I'm not even trying to argue with you, but I'm just trying to pick your own points to ask the questions. Right. When you were narrating, you did say that the Electoral Commission decided to form an IPAC, which is just I will call it a discussion forum or a forum to have a discussion with the stakeholders.
Yes.
Okay.
And arrive at decisions.
Yes, that decision is not binding to the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Or the Electoral Commission.
Yes.
But which are binding to the practices of elections, right? Good. Then you made a claim of stakeholders which are added and the citizens. Okay. So from the EC, what I know, and what I have is that, first of all, when they wanted to recruit or employ those returning officers and other temporary staff, they published it in the national or dailies, newspapers, all right, for people to apply. People applied, they were interviewed, then the qualified people were employed. So the list of employed temporary staff was supposed to be sent to the interested parties. Here, the political parties. So your party, his party, the PPP, and the rest of them. And probably, I don't know what the law says about CSOs, if they were also supposed to get that list. Now, what the Electoral Commission did, which I might agree with you, or agree with both of you if your parties complained about it, is the fact that, yes, the list didn't get to you people in time. But at the end of the day, yes, the list was given out.
That is where you are getting it wrong. The law is very, very clear on that. The law says
listen, there's a window, right?
Will you let me land?
There's a window.
Let me land. And you will get where I'm coming from. What I'm saying is, the law is very, very clear on that. You narrated the process through which the EC engages these people, the temporary staff. Yes, the law says that not at the time that you have engaged their services. It is the proposal, so it should be in the proposal. I intend to engage these people, not read the law.
Let me ask my senior brother.
Let's read the law. Let me read the law for you you to. I think it will be better.
You see, Charles, that is where I think that you people do have a problem with the Electoral Commission, and I mean your party. When you were in power, you gave this Electoral Commission this power, and I will call it this authority of power to exert on the Ghanaians, publics, and also the political parties.
I don't get your question.
It is not a question.
Your statement. Yes.
I'm saying that when your party was in power, as the ruling party, supervising an election, during the time of Charlotte Osei or Afarijan, the very renowned electoral commission that we all know. Okay, your party seemed to be seen to have given all its power, and I mean governmental power, okay, or governmental will, not political will, governmental will, to the EC to exert it on its mandate as what? As first of all, a constitutional mandated body, two, an autonomous body that stands alone, that doesn't take decision, okay, without fear or favor. All right. Now, if this body, as of today, okay, is taking that same tangent that it took before, and you want to read the law as of today to criticize their practices, then what justifies your stand before?
You see,
Well,
before, let me.
No, I will come to you, Awadu, because you too, your party also falls foul of the same act.
You have gotten the whole scenario entirely inaccurate. If I'm being charitable.
Educate me.
See,
No, it's fair.
That is why I initially drew your attention to the fact that the Constitution, which created the EC, Electoral Commission, also made it an independent body.
Exactly.
So if you say that the governance ceded it, something like I heard you made reference to the government giving the EC that opportunity to create. No, the EC is an autonomous body.
Agreed.
It is an independent body.
Good.
And no authority, no individual, no agency, hold on, can suggest anything to the EC. You understand? So under the leadership of Afarijan, they saw that the EC is independent. The president cannot even dictate to the EC. But he realized that knowledge does not sit in one person's head. So he created what we call the IPAC. And now the CI that is governing the registration and other elections are drafted by the Electoral Commission. So what the Electoral Commission practice over the years have done is they will have a legal team and a technical team that will assist the Electoral Commission to come out with a nice and a fine law to govern our elections. Okay, so this CI was not at the behest of the Attorney General or any other authority. The CI that is governing our current electoral processes were all at the behest of the Electoral Commission. Okay, so your issue that the government
you are just complicating things for
your
me.
issue is what government. Well, I want you to understand that our government at the time did not influence the EC in any way in drafting a CI or anything of that sort.
No, that is not
what I want you to understand is the fact that the EC is an independent body and no authority. Hold on, no authority can influence their decision.
Okay.
That is why you and I will agree to the fact that even IPAC decisions are not binding on the Electoral Commission, but rather they are just persuasive in nature. Okay, so what we are saying is that yes, your decisions are whatever you do, you are an autonomous body, and for that matter, you need to do what the law says, because nobody can suggest anything to you. So you cannot have a situation whereby the president will suggest to you that do this or do that. Because of that, you have created a law that will govern your conduct, and by virtue of that, we expect you to follow the law to execute your mandate, which law says that if you want to engage persons to work for you as registration officers, you need to follow these steps. Okay, and the steps are captured in regulation 8(1) and 2, which I've already indicated to you. That the law says that if you intend to, let's say, engage the services of Wadud as a registration officer, intend, not after you have engaged the person. If you intend to engage the service of Wadud, you need to inform the political parties, oh, I intend to engage the service of Wadud. Do you agree or you do not? Within 14 days, if you do not agree, you need to raise your objection within 7 days. Failure to do so, the EC will take it as silence means consent to engage the service of those persons. So, by virtue of failing to engage, follow that law, you are alluding to yourself that you are not going to heed to any authority, and you are not going to follow any law. You are going to do things on your own which at the end of the day may lead to chaos. Okay, and you and I are not expecting any chaotic scene in Ghana.
Nobody is praying for
we are just calling. We are just yes. You see, so we are just calling on the. We are just calling on the electoral. Let me land. We are just calling.
I have given him my time. Okay.
Yeah. So we are just calling on the electoral commission.
You have spoken over 30 minutes.
Yes, because the issues at stake are very grievous to the stability and peace of the nation, and we need to deal with it. Holistically.
Before, thank you for your submission, okay. But before I go to what, okay, let me just use 1 minute, okay, to say something. All right, Charles. Today you make me feel that okay, I should look at the NDC in a different light, in a sense that okay, you do agree from your own submission, okay, that the EC is autonomous.
Yes,
exactly.
It has its own authority.
Yes,
it doesn't
independent.
It doesn't depend on anybody's authority. Okay, so it is what it was created by an act of constitution, which the constitution, okay, is superior than any other person.
Exactly,
isn't it? Yeah. Or let me, if yes, any other individual, any other body, all right, including the executive, or the president, right? So if this same body, all right, decides that okay, fine, I need Wadu to be my IT personnel. Okay, why should he come consult Mr. Sita that is sitting there as a citizen that I want?
That consult.
Wait.
Let me.
That's the point I wanted to.
Yes. You see, what he needs to do is that okay, he needs to interrogate Wadud and know that first of all, Wadud can perform the function at which or in which he wants to engage him for. Okay, if the person best fits, okay, then he will now inform you that I have these people to do this work for me. And remember, from your own statement, okay, still exerting the authority and the autonomous nature
as an
of his status
as an independent
right.
I will not know because of time. Because of time. You said you don't have my time, but let me tell you one thing.
Charles,
what you see, because they are autonomous. Let me explain something.
You get the opportunity to explain.
You see, Charles, because of
Charles, you get the opportunity.
Because of
Charles, you get the opportunity to explain.
Because of certain conduct.
See, I've off your mic, What, dude?
Yeah.
Please. Charles, you come back again.
So
you have the opportunity to come back again.
One thing that is very clear this
No, I just wanted...
No, you come back. Jot it down. You jot it down.
No, Charles. No, what I wanted to...
No,
what I want to put on record...
Jot it down. You come back again. No.
Is the fact that...
Your mic is off. Charles. What, dude? I'm listening to you. It's your time.
Okay. So thank you very much, Sita.
Yes.
We all listen to my brother state out one of few things that he is not happy when it comes to the electoral system. I mean, the EC, the electoral chairman in Ghana currently. But I would like to make it very clear to you that, you see, we are all aware that the NDC, since the appointment of the chairperson, Jane Mensah, have never been happy with her. We've had numerous allegations that she's a sympathizer of the New Patriotic Party, so many stories that she wasn't fit to be EC. But at the end of the day, the last elections that were carried out, we all saw her level of competence. We should also be very aware that Charlotte Osei was appointed under the regime, was taken out. So there are a few things that the NDC are not happy with, the Electoral Commission when it comes, I mean in general. So some of these utterances that are coming from the NDC camp, we should all understand that it's coming from a place of deep uncertainty. They are not happy with a few things. But let's be very clear, right? The Electoral Commission, like he said, is an independent body. And we've always made these suggestions about our constitution. There are a few things in our constitution that doesn't sit right with us as Ghanaians. It has outlived and outserved its purpose. And I'm saying this because the Electoral Commission is an independent body, responsible for the recruitment of returning officers and deputy returning officers. They are responsible for recruiting members to work, people that they seem fit and believe that they can actually carry out their mandate or help them in carrying out their mandate when it comes to elections in Ghana. So the idea of my brother is trying to paint this picture that the EC, by not consulting on time the political parties, undermines its credibility. And that I do not agree. The Electoral Commission have started its process very clean, very fair, with the aim of carrying out a free and fair elections come December. These allegations of, the political parties were not informed on time, and for that reason, her credibility is being undermined, and all of those things. Please, let's be guided. This is an independent body responsible for carrying out a particular function. The law, like you said clearly, has stated that there are some consultations they need to do to the political parties. Both the MPP and the NDC are raising alarms. We are all arguing. We are all venting our frustrations that we are not being